Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadi Lakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami. Sridip Narayan Bhagwan ki jai, Devadidev Deveshwar Mahadeva ki jai, Hindu Dharam Samrat Samavananji Bhagwan ki jai, Vishwaguru Mahamandaleshwar Paramansa Gurudeva ki jai, Sri Sri Ekajarat Swami Vivekananda Maharaj ki jai. Today is a auspicious day. It's a birth anniversary of Indian very great saint, Swami Vivekananda. He was born on today's date, 12 January 1863 in Bengal, India. His life was short, only 39 years, till 1902. But what he achieved in his life is not short of miracles. I was lucky to get his books and to read his books in 1990. I didn't know that past almost 90 years passed since he lived. Because for me, he was always there, he was always present. Like it was just few years before when he gave the lectures in America and England, all around the globe. And what I got from him is feeling for deep depth of Indian knowledge and traditions. And not only that, through his books, I was introduced and I started reading about the life of Ramakrishna Paramhansa, his guru, and about Guru Parampara, and the life of the saints in India in general. I was lucky that at that time I already met my Gurudev Vishwaguru, Paramahansa Swami Maheshwaranandji, and to realize that all the saints in India somehow intertwined together and their lives are complementing each other. About Vivekananda, my Dada Guruji, Hindu Dharam Samrat Paramhansa Swami Madhavananji, many times said that Ramakrishna Paramhansa put his blessings on the many heads of many people, but there was only one Vivekananda to whom when he put the hand on the head, he got liberation, self-realization. Why is that? Vivekananda was special, definitely, but he did not become special overnight. He was born in an aristocratic family. He had all education he could imagine. And this education as always makes us vulnerable to our own ego. We think that we know everything because we learned this from the books, we learned this in the school. So when he first time met Ramakrishna, he didn't think high of him. Even later when he met him and Ramakrishna was explaining or describing his divine experiences, Vivekananda thought it's just nonsense, just hallucination. This is the power of the Western education. What normally would pass in India as like inner vision or divine vision in West, it would be treated as a mental case. Luckily, Vivekananda was here, and only after his father passed away, he came more and more close to Ramakrishna, and then in the last days of Ramakrishna's life, when Ramakrishna got cancer, throat cancer, when he was taking care of him, he got what he wanted from his life, the self-realization. Of course, for any disciple, Guru gives many, many tests, and cancer was one of the biggest tests, and Vivekananda was not ready to accept that. Until one day, Ramakrishna told him, he said, if I want, with just my pass of my hand, I can remove this cancer, but then I have to go and be born again. So let me live my life as I want, not as you want. So, this convinced him, and then all this Nirvikalpa Samadhi and other experiences which he had put him on the path, and then he became Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda. From 88 to 93, he was touring the India after passing of his Gurudev in 86. And then in 1893 to 97 was his first traveling to the West. There's so many nice experiences, so nice stories connected with these travels. When somebody is young and somebody is on spiritual path, the energy which he shines around is so attractive that, of course, one lady on the ship was attracted to him, and she said, I want to marry you. I want that you become my family. Because this energy is what attracts. Not the face, not the beauty of the outside, but inside one is the more important. That time, Swami Vivekananda said, I'm making you from now on, you are my mother. And you are already my family. So this concept of mother and sister, to treat all the women who are older than you in India as your mothers, all the women who are equal to you as your sisters in age, and all the younger women you treat as children, as daughters. This Indian tradition has to be restored and has to be also, if possible, implemented in the West. This can remove many evils which are happening now in the world. It is, of course, everybody when talking to Vivekananda, they are talking about his speech in Chicago, and he addressed everybody with dear brothers and sisters, and he got a standing ovation of more than 2,000 people. But for me, his works, his complete works is something what everyone should read, which will give the clear description of so many various Indian traditions, various spiritual things, and so on. So for any spiritual seeker, I would suggest to read Vivekananda works, to read about his life and life, especially about the life of his guru, Paramhansa, Ramakrishna. There are so many things to be said about Vivekananda and his life, but I would still urge every one of you to go and read any of his books, any of his works, and try to put it to practice. Swami Vivekananda is a star that shines in sky of spirituality of the whole world, and it will go and shine forever. Sri Deep Narayan Bhagwan ki jai. Swami Vivekananda Ji Maharaj ki jai.